Today, we're going to create a class material navbar with TailwindCSS. You can grab the starter code in the description. With that, let's jump in. All right, so what I have to start with is a page here with different sections, and there's some images and some text. And you can see there's a pretty simple navbar here at the very top. And this navbar is encapsulated in this component file for the navbar. Let's start by making this navbar sticky as we scroll down the page. So here on the nav tag, I'm going to add the style of sticky, which will get position sticky. And I also need to specify where it should become sticky. So I'll give it a top position of 0. And now if I try scrolling, this is now sticky at the very top. Now you'll notice it does go underneath the image here. So we're also going to add a Z index. So Z of 10. And now this will make sure that this navbar is always on top of all the other content. Now let's add the glass material to the background of this navbar. So on this UL, the first thing I'm going to do is give it a background of white with an opacity of 30%. And then I'll use the backdrop blur utility class from Tailwind to give this glass effect. You can see there's different versions that we can do. For now, I'm just going to do large. And you'll see if I just hover over this utility class, what it's doing underneath the hood is applying this backdrop filter in CSS with a bunch of different configurations on different things like blur, the contrast, the brightness, etc. So all this comes baked into this single utility class. So now if I hit save, we won't notice anything because the background of this page is white. But as I start scrolling, we can see that this glass material already starts to form. Now I'm also going to round the corners because I think that makes it look a little bit better. And so now we have this glass material here. Now you'll see, for example, if I change this background blur, let's say to small, it slightly changes the effect a little bit. I like this large. I think it gives it a good enough blur here of the background content so you can still see the navbar itself. Now, this navbar is looking pretty good, but what happens when we switch to dark mode? So I've switched my browser here to dark mode, and you can see it does look okay. You can still see the effect is so active, but I think it could be a little bit better. And so we'll make a simple change here. Instead of the background being white on dark mode, I'll make the background BG neutral 800 with an opacity of 30. So now this matches the dark background, which I have set already in Tailwind. If you want to learn how to use dark mode in Tailwind, I'll link a video on screen and in the description going through that. But now if I start scrolling, you can see that this glass material looks a little bit better here now on dark mode. So that's what we have for this video. Feel free to drop any questions in the comments. And on screen now is another video for you to check out, and I'll see you in the next video.